Good morning. It's Monday. Welcome back to the farm. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a nice weekend away from farm stuff for the most part. Dad did some spraying yesterday, but I was working around the house and hanging out with the boys, and we had a great weekend. So we have a little bit of beans to be sprayed yet. Dad's on his way down the road. He's gone now, but right now with the sprayer, and we need to load up the tender truck and go meet him where he is going to spray. We've got a collection of fields that's 10 miles away here. There's 80 acres of beans that he's going to spray right now, and then there's 64 on the other side of the road that he's going to spray when he's done, and then we're going to clean the sprayer out and load up another batch of fungicide for the corn that's down there. There's 75 acres of corn, so that's the plan here this morning. Potential rain coming tonight. The way the one news station talks, it's severe storms likely, and it's going to be brutal and nasty. I don't know. The more they say that, the less likely it is to happen, in my opinion. But we will see. So we're going to load this up and get our spraying done this morning, and we'll find something else to do this afternoon. Okay, well, we're getting loaded up. I got about 1,300 gallons in this tank. We're going to put 1,400 or so in that one because we need a little bit more than 1,200 plus 1,200 for clean out purposes, and because you can't quite suck it all out of the tank. So we're actually going to spray some Liberty, which is not something we do a lot of, but we've got a little bit of Liberty. This field that we're going to has some mare's tail that have gotten a little bigger than they should have, and the Liberty will clean them up pretty well. So for that, you have to have ammonium sulfate. So we've got that there. We've got the Fusilade for the volunteer corn, which if there's not any volunteer corn, I'm going to tell them to leave that out because we're going to spray corn right after this, and not having that in the tank would mean that we don't have to worry about cleaning out quite so much. So, and then I've got our Quadris for doing corn right after in the same area there. So we're just waiting on some water and then we're ready to go. Well, here's the field of beans that we got to spray yet. Dad's over there across the road spraying those. He had loaded up before he came down here. So we got to do this side yet. And I thought I'd walk out here and take a look, see what else we've got. I know there's some mare's tail. I'll show you those up here in a second. But looking for volunteer corn. I'm curious if we need the volunteer corn chemicals or not. Here's some dandelions. We can take care of them pretty easy. Here's some small mare's tail, relatively small. This is admittedly our weediest field. It's gotten away from us more than what we would like. There's a bunch of this kind of stuff. These mare's tail that are 10, 12 inches tall. Roundup won't kill them. That's our biggest weed that we fight, is this Roundup resistant mare's tail. Yeah, here's some volunteer corn. So we do need the clethodim, or the Fusilade, I guess we're using on this one. Yeah, these mare's tail, no good at all. This field, especially over there where they're worse, there's a little bit of sand out here, and so mare's tail grow better on the sand ridges. We're gonna hit them really hard with some Liberty here, and it should torch them. There goes a deer running back there. You see it? Oh, now he stopped. Right there. So I'm seeing something interesting here as I look across this field. See how they're really nice and dark and green here? And then we've got a strip there that's no good, and some over there. It seems to get better as we go that way. If you stop and look at these beans in here where they're nice and green, they're super healthy. Well, actually, no, they're not. We've got some spotting on the leaves. That looks like herbicide damage to me, if I had to guess. Our neighbor has a cornfield. I wonder if they sprayed when it was windy and it blew on us, because it gets better the farther away from this edge you go. The closer we get, the more and more of that we see. Beans are pretty resilient. They'll probably grow out of it and be just fine, but it's not what you want to see. quickly here, I'm going to walk across the road and see if these beans have any similar spotting on them or not. But Dad's coming quickly, so we gotta look. Look. None. Look at that. Perfectly clean leaves. That's a bean field. That's a cornfield. I'll get out of the way and watch Dad spray a little bit. See how he handles corners. I don't worry about corners when I'm spraying fungicide because it's fungicide. Nobody cares. Won't be able to tell. Can't do that with herbicide. Got to get them. Make the turn and back in. There he goes. All right, I think he's just got to finish this little field up here and then he'll be ready to load up. So while we're waiting for him, I'll talk a little bit more about our spray mix here and what we're putting in and what it does. Right, so the main chemical that we were spraying is Liberty. Liberty is glufosinate. It is a non-selective broad spectrum herbicide. Basically, it'll kill anything that it touches except for Liberty tolerant crops. So Liberty tolerant crops, we have Enlist E3 soybeans, which are resistant to Liberty and Enlist, or it's a 2,4-D choline. Dad's actually spraying Enlist right now on the other side there. We didn't have enough Liberty to do both of these fields, and the mare's tail was worse on this side, so we thought the Liberty might be better here. Anyway, he is spraying that with the Enlist. So the Liberty, the difference between it and glyphosate, the main difference is that Liberty is a contact herbicide. Glyphosate is systemic. So with glyphosate, if you get a couple of drops on a plant, it's going to translocate throughout that plant and go down and kill the roots. Liberty is going to kill what it touches, which means you have to use high gallons and you have to use the nozzles that are going to give you good coverage. So where with glyphosate, we could spray 10 gallons to the acre and be just fine. With Liberty, it's 20 gallons. That's what you spray. The other thing is you need some help getting it into the plant and to not tie up in the water. Glyphosate is the same way, where the minerals in our water will actually neutralize it and make it ineffective. And the Liberty can be the same way. So we use this ammonium sulfate as a water conditioning agent. It is 21% nitrogen, 24% sulfur. This is a spray grade. It's a fine stuff that dissolves as soon as you put it in the water. And it essentially acidifies the water, ties up those what am I looking for here? Minerals that are in the water. And the other thing that it does is it has some nitrogen in it and some sulfur, and so it helps get it into the leaves of those weeds and helps them plants bring it in, which helps kill them more effectively. One downside to Liberty, other than the contact killer side of stuff, is that it's very, very foamy. So I also have some foam free defoamer that we're going to dump that in the tank to help reduce the foam load. The benefit of Liberty is there's, to my knowledge, no known resistance, right? So it's a lot more difficult to spray. It's a lot finicker than glyphosate or Roundup is. You got to use high gallons. You got to coat the plants really well. It prefers it when it's hot and sunny. We've got sunshine. We're getting to the hot part yet. It's not super warm yet, but it's gonna be. And so how and when you spray that can make a big difference in how effective that the Liberty is. Glyphosate, if it's 60 degrees and the plants are growing, they're pretty much gonna die. But we have glyphosate resistant mare's tail. It's not resistant to Liberty. All right, the other thing that we're going to put in this tank is some Fusilade. Fusilade is a grass herbicide. And in this case, its entire job is to kill the volunteer corn. You would say, well, I thought the Liberty killed anything that it touched, right? Yeah, well, except for the fact that our corn is also Liberty resistant. And so the volunteer corn is Liberty resistant and the Liberty won't touch it, which means we add the Fusilade. Now, the other thing that we had been spraying was some Sequence, which has got some dual and glyphosate in it. We're not spraying that one on this particular field because we're using those two herbicides, the Fusilade and the Liberty. That's pretty much going to clean up anything that's out here. Now, we don't have any residuals with that, but we did have the residuals that we put in with the Matador, the pre-emerge herbicide that we put down. and the dual in the sequence doesn't have a lot of effectiveness on mare's tail as it is, and so there wouldn't be a lot of benefit for us here. So that's why we're not using that on this particular field. What we've got will kill everything that's out here that we want to die. Time to load up. We got to put AMS in first, and then the defoamer, and then the Liberty, and then the Fusillade. Now the defoamer, which it says 1 to 4 ounces per 100 gallons. We got 1,200 gallons, so that'd be 48. We did the high side of it. Yeah, we just dumped the whole thing in there. 32 ounces, about 3. I don't know how much the defoamer helped. We got it up to about 1,100 gallons, and the foam was pouring out the overflow tube. We're gonna let it set for a minute because we need a full tank. We got to get 1,200 or even 1,250 gallons of water in there. So we do need to fill the rinse tank, so Dad's doing that. But we got all this stuff in. It's good when the narrow fingers of the field are precisely a sprayer width. I don't know if this is precisely a sprayer width because that's what it was, or because, well, that's how we made it with the sprayer, but it works. 3 planter passes. All of that's mare's tail. That's what we're here for. It's not good. They're in rows. The disc didn't take them out. Spraying along this cornfield in the backfield here, and these beans got toasted too, it looks like, except for where there's trees. How about that? How about that? Am I wrong? No, you're in the right spot.
No, but I mean, am I wrong about the beans getting burned from the corn?
No, it seems that the beans got burnt from the corn. You can see it plain as day in front of that tree.
Yeah.
I mean, it drifted 100 foot out here.
We'll keep track with the yield monitor, and then
We will certainly be able to do that, won't we?
We can just isolate it out.
Look at that dark green strip right where the trees are. Them are dead. Those aren't coming back there. Alright, Dad's done with the beans. We rinsed the sprayer out a couple of times. Trying to get all that clethodim out. Now I'm in the quadrus. And we're going to go spray some corn.
Good morning. It's Monday. Or it's afternoon, but it's Monday. And back to the farm here. If you can guess it, we're going to continue washing stuff. We're done side dressing with this tractor. This tractor is the one that has the fold box in it for the planter. So I pulled it up here in front of the shop, unfolded it part of the way, and we're going to continue power washing. I did a little bit on it already. I got the backside where I could get when it was folded up, but there's still a whole bunch of fertilizer down there on the frame where I couldn't get, and some stuff up there. So we're just going to keep plugging at that today and just keep going.
Okay, we're just about ready to get started here. I gotta go change some nozzles. We gotta use different nozzles. Wait for it. Wait for it. Power ladder. There we go. We're running these brown twin jets for fungicide. Well, this corn's definitely growing. It's getting big on me, which is okay. Some of it's a little yellow. We got some streaking here, and some of it looks really good. It's just kind of on that. We're getting into the nitrogen, the side dress nitrogen. It hasn't all quite made it there yet. Potentially was a little wet when we planted this, maybe. I don't know. But it doesn't look bad. It'll look better next week. It does not take long to spray fields 120 feet, 15 miles an hour. So I think some of the yellowness in this corn is from the rain we had last week. I had heard that these group of farms here had like 2.5 inches of rain when we had 3/4 of an inch at the farm, and I can see where water had run through some spots, and it's still wet on top in a few places. It's plenty firm. It's not wet, too wet to be out here by any means, but there are areas, of course not right where I'm filming or when I'm filming, but that the ground is still damp, and there's plenty of moisture here. It's not dry. Yeah, like there. It's muddy right there. Okay, we are done in this field. I knew we weren't going to use the whole tank load because the whole tank load does 80 acres and there's only 75 here, and we didn't spray every acre anyway, so we've got enough for, I don't know, 15 acres or so left on. We're going to stop in and do the plot around my seed warehouse on the way back to the farm. We'll use most of it up there, and then we're going to reload. We've got another jug that'll do 53 acres, and we'll go find somewhere to spray it out then. Doing my plot now. Small little field. I'm actually about done. The next strip over there is going to be on the split. There should be some flags right at the end of the boom when we get up here, but that we're going to leave for a untreated check. Yep, right there. Boom, nailed it. Always good when your trials line up with where they're supposed to. So that's all we're going to do here. We're not going to do the next pass to the side, and I did not perimeter this field. We got a little pinch row stuff going on here. I'm really surprised by that. This is the only field that I've noticed it in the tire tracks. But we're going to look at some more of that here this week at some point. So we're going to load up the last jug of fungicide here in a minute, but I'm going to go check in with Brock. All right, so Brock needed a break from the power washing, so I want to move this air seeder out of here. It's clean. We cleaned it up after the wheat planting last fall and stuff. He has been power washing on the corn planter there, so we're getting that done too. And so he's going to take that and put it back in the new part of the barn just to get it out of here. I want to get the bean planter and the sprayer in tonight before the nasty weather comes, and so he's moving this out of here so we can put the bean planter and some of the dirty stuff in here. The corn planter is getting cleaner. It still has some work to be done to it. I'm debating on how much effort to put into it. A lot of times we'll pull the meters off and power wash those out and clean off down inside the shank there. Clearly there's still dirt that needs work and stuff yet. A lot of times we'll pull gauge wheels off so we can power wash inside of those and paint up the openers and everything. The openers were new this year, so they're in good shape. We need to pull the fertilizer gauge wheels off and never sees those pieces up like we like to do every year. So there's stuff that needs to be done to this yet. But we have thrown the idea of some planter upgrades around that would negate some of these components that wouldn't be quite so necessary to clean them up right now. But I don't know. We haven't made any decisions on that kind of stuff yet. So we'll just get it clean for now, and then we'll see. Thanks, dude. It's fine. You ready to go? I picked up a rider, probably two. Let's go. Brayson's helping Grandpa. For some reason, still wearing his jammies. I don't know why. Why are you wearing your jammies, Brayson? Oh my goodness. It's 11 o'clock. Oh, it's 12:30 and you still got your jammies on.
Might as well leave mine for tonight.
Might as well. Just wear them to bed tonight. They're going to be dirty though, aren't they?
What's that going to do with them big boards?
New jammies on? Okay. Are you going to stay here and help Grandpa?
Yep.
Okay, good deal. You ready, bud?
You might put some of the churches away tonight because there's going to be a bad storm.
That's right. That's why we're getting Brock to clean some stuff up and get it put away so it's not out in the storm tonight. All right, let's go spray. Wait, what? This isn't a cornfield? Now we're going to try something. So since this is our last little bit of quadris, we're going to do a little experiment here and make a couple of rounds in this soybean field. We're going to do one round over here, and then we're going to jump over to the other side of the field and do another round. So we've got two separate strips just to see this V5 or like a V3 fungicide on beans. Dude, can you let me talk? We're going to spray it right now. We don't do V3 fungicide application on beans ever. It's something I tried last year, and then those beans got white mold in it, and my data was pretty much useless. So something I want to try again. We're just going to do a tiny little bit, and if it works this year, then we'll do a little bit more next year. But I don't know. We'll see. So we're just going to make a couple of rounds, and then we're going to go back to corn. Okay. Well, this was maybe not my best idea. This is a field that we tiled a year and a half ago, like before it was corn last year, and it's bouncy. We can feel every tile line out here. It did get ripped last fall. The corn stalks got chiseled. That's the idea, is that it levels them off. But gonna get ripped again this fall. Well, there's our two test strips. We'll see. I'll keep you posted on this one.
Why was I born first?
Back in some corn. It looks really good. This is one of those fields that we were supposed to Chisel in the fall didn't get done, so we spring disked and then field cultivated it. Looks good. I'm really happy with it. The stand is great. It's later. It was behind. You know, it was planted later, and there were a few wet spots like that and that we had to. I mean, I kind of planted through them, but I knew the corn wasn't going to be very good, so it'll be fine. The rest of this looks good. Okay, we got that done, and I have one more little thing that we need to spray. This Ag Explorer company that I've been working with a little bit, that I use some of their foliar stuff, they gave me some of this experimental to try, enough for 20 acres. It's experimental, it doesn't even have a name. And so, yeah, we're gonna go spray this out. We got 300 gallons of water, 5 gallons of chemical, a quart to the acre. Won't take long. Okay.
It's cold.
Okay.
There's a thing that's put the seed in it turns cold water.
Okay. Well, we're spraying it out. This corn's got a little bit of up and downness, little yellow pockets here and there. If this stuff works, maybe it'll look better and green it up, make it more even. I don't know. Pretty skeptical that spraying a quart to the acre of this stuff is going to make much of a difference, but we'll give it a shot. Well, I was doing some power washing, but power washer just quit. I don't know if the motor got hot and temperature tripped it out or what. No good. Dang it. Yeah. Oh well. Just trying to get this cleaned up. It's so hard. There's so many little nooks and crannies and bits and pieces and stuff, but I did these 3 rows. It just takes time. We're gonna address our power washer problems later. We got a little mowing to do up in the irrigation field with this 10-foot mower. Phil's gonna do something with the big mower for me when he gets up there, but I got some narrower stuff that I don't want such a wide swath. So we got this one, hooked it up to the 40-20. Just getting ready to fire it up, make sure everything spins and doesn't fly apart. Let's see what happens here. This corn is so good. Oh, it looks fantastic up here. Phil's doing a little mowing up here for me too. He's here now, so I'll show you what we're gonna do. Nice. That will work. Look at that. Beautiful. This is where we ran that rope quick a week or 2 ago. Well, a week ago. Whatever it was. It worked. It killed the corn. I'll show you up here a spot where we're going to mow. But yeah, it worked. Look at that. See that corn dying there? So we got a spot down here where we had missed, or I planted sometime today. So we're going to go down there and mow that off. There's another spot on the other end of the field that we got to do. But that's what we're doing. Along the river right there, that's where we drive a lot. Just getting from one end to the other. I know it's been 2 years since I did any irrigating on this channel, where a lot of you guys are new and haven't seen that, because that was a long time ago. You'll figure it out real quick once they start doing it. I don't know when we're going to start irrigating yet, but it is coming, and this is just the prep work for it. So I know there's a lot of you that are looking forward to it. I am not, because it's a crap ton of work and it's not fun, but we'll get there, don't worry. I'm going to say that probably 100 times this summer until we get there and harvest it. We're going to spend a lot of time in this field. We're going to look at this field a lot, and we're going to Google it, because it looks so good. And, yeah, it's good. Good. Photo op. 40-20 in a field. That's a good thumbnail. You guys are watching it because of that thumbnail, right? I know how this works. I can play the game. Okay, that's all we're going to use this mower probably for the year, so we'll park it back here where it goes. It's like a magnet. They see me or a tractor or grandpa, they're just here all the time. That's okay. In keeping with the theme of getting ready to irrigate, we're dug out a couple of damaged pieces of pipe. I had Brock. This one here's got a riser on it. That's where we'll hook our irrigation gun of the Traveler into it. This is going to be a problem here though. And this one here's got a little hole in it. And this one here may or may not have gotten run over and got smushed. So we're gonna have to get these ones fixed. These two here, I think, especially that one, I think we can just weld a patch over top of it. This one, I don't know. We're gonna have to at least cut some of that stuff out and hope that we can weld a patch on there. I am not capable of welding aluminum. We don't have the tools, the knowledge, the ability, any of that. So we take it to a local welding shop and have them do that. That one there, we're gonna have to cut the bad spot out. So Brock's gonna cut a little bit off of that end. We'll cut it on this end. Try and keep it at an even 5-foot increment of some sort or another. So we got 5 foot on the end. Sometimes short sticks come in really handy. We'll have a 15-foot piece down here, and we'll just grab a couple more of those ends, have them weld those on for us as well, and it should work. So I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Life lessons with Grandpa. Learning how to use a hammer. All right, well, we got those cut up. I got to get some ends, some new weld-on ends. I threw this smashed piece on. I'm going to take it to them so they can hunk off a piece and use it for patches if necessary. But it's 4:30 or almost 5. Nowhere's going to be open now. I can't get the pieces that I need to weld on ends, and I'm sure that the welding shop is closed. So we're going to jump in this 8R here, pull that into the shop. Like I said, there's a pretty good chance of some nasty storms tonight, so we're just trying to get some of this equipment brought inside. I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of missed this tractor. This is a nice one. This is so smooth and so easy to drive. Oh yeah, it's nice. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. We'll see what happens with the weather tonight. They're predicting some pretty nasty storms, some 70+ mile an hour winds potentially, which is extremely rare for us. But the more they hype it up, the less likely it is to happen, in my opinion. So I don't know. We'll see. It may happen. It may be a total bust. Who knows? But we're going around picking up all the kids' toys and stuff that's in the yard that's going to blow away so that we don't have that kind of issues too much. So we'll see. By the time you're seeing this, I'll know. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks for watching this one. Questions and comments, leave them down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Check out farmfocus.com for your Border View Farms merchandise. They are still having that Father's Day sale. I think it was Love Dad 22 is the code. Save 10% on all shirts, I believe it is. So go check that out and get yourself something ordered. And we'll see you again tomorrow.